Welcome to the Purity for Life podcast, helping men and women live with sexual integrity through Jesus Christ. For more information on this podcast and other great resources, visit purityforlife.me. Hey everyone, this is Frank Honus, and I want to welcome you to episode 119 of the Purity for Life podcast. Hope you're having a great week. I'm pumped this week that I am starting a brand new series for the next several weeks on the Purity for Life podcast called The Most Dangerous Apps Your Kids Are Downloading. Now, the mission of this podcast is to help men and women find sexual integrity through Jesus Christ. It's about protecting one another, helping to understand why we are triggered in the way we are, understanding what sexual addiction is. And I believe part of my mission is to train and certainly to help those who are struggling with pornography addiction or what some kind of sexual addiction, but also to help and to protect and to train families to help their kids and to protect their kids and their teenagers. And so I was thinking about this series a little bit, and this next several weeks is really for the family, and it's really for parents. If you are the parent of a pre-adolescent or an adolescent, at the very least a teenager or preteen, this podcast is for you, and the next several weeks will be for you. So I really want you to kind of get comfy and kind of really take some time to listen to these podcasts because we are living now in a world where virtually everyone is online, and virtually whether we like it or not, and I certainly don't condone it, but every single pre-adolescent, adolescent teenager you see has some kind of device, has some kind of, even if it's not a smartphone, it's a tablet of some kind, and we're living in this culture that is just bombarded by screen time. And our kids are connected to the internet, and they are downloading things, and they're, chatting and sharing photos, and plugged in to this online world. And it's kind of scary to see. It's really scary to see. And one of the primary methods that I believe that teenagers really connect with each other, talk with each other, share life with each other is through their devices, but through the particular applications that they download on their devices. And so I really felt like it was important that we take some time to talk about some really potentially dangerous, and some are not even potentially dangerous, some are just outright dangerous applications that have very deviant purposes to them. And I want to just shed some light on some of them. And I'm really privileged and thankful to be able to use this resource, a website resource called iparent.tv. And this is a kind of a project of Craig Gross, who is the founder of XXX Church. So I just want to thank Craig and thank the website for just allowing me. I'm referencing the content that I talk about from this website, but sharing it and trying to getting it out along with Craig, trying to get it out there for people to read and to understand it and check out. So all of the applications that we talk about in the next several weeks are coming from iparent.tv, and certainly there are applications being developed and created every single day, and these are just some of the most dangerous ones out there. And so, but I just want to highlight several of them throughout the next week. We're going to do one application a week, so to just kind of keep it short, you can always go to iparent.tv and check out a whole directory and listing of all the apps that they have discovered. You may know of certain ones that are really, maybe you're hearing your kids talk about certain things or hearing their friends talking about ones, but the ones that we talk about, I believe, are some of the most dangerous ones and have the potential of really being a lot of damage upon their lives and upon their social interactions. And so the first one this week has that I want to share has gotten a lot of media attention, quite a bit of media attention, and you may even know about, but it's Snapchat. It's called Snapchat, And Snapchat is a social media app that allows users to send photos and videos to friends and followers. But here's the catch, is that those messages are only viewable for a few seconds before they are deleted completely and entirely. So imagine the potential of what this could really mean. When two kids, two adolescents, times 4 gazillion, are using this app and sharing photos of themselves. Oftentimes, they're sharing photos that are very inappropriate of themselves or sending messages. So what does it actually do? Reading here from the website, it said initially the two developers decided to create an app called Peekaboo with the purpose of passing notes or pictures in class, knowing that they would likely vanish before a teacher could ever intercept the device. From there, Snapchat has evolved into an app that allows users to send whatever they want to whomever they're friends with or whomever they follow, and all with almost zero consequence. Teens and young adults all over the world are able to send each other graphic imagery that literally just vanishes in 1 to 10 seconds. Whether it's an incredibly embarrassing photo from a night out or a friend making that ridiculous face at just the right moment, you can broadcast this out in a matter of seconds, and then it's gone from your phone and their phone. Poof. So, would my child want it? Your very, very young children would likely not be interested in Snapchat, but the app is becoming increasingly popular among teenagers and young adults. Some things here to look out for. Snapchats don't always disappear. And Snapchatting has been highlighted in the news because people have been getting caught. Images have been shared because of and I have a feeling he'll probably highlight this, but the ability to take screenshots, and when an image is transmitted, the person on the other end is able to take a screenshot quickly with their camera to save that image to their gallery, to their camera roll, so it's not completely deleted forever. Snapchats don't always disappear. Why? Because there's literally hundreds of apps out there that allow users to copy and download snaps they've received. Some apps even allow the users to download the picture or video without ever even notifying the sender. So that incredibly embarrassing photo or inappropriate photo, that nude photo, that sexual photo, or whatever it is saved, and the person on the other end has no idea. So if you have 2 or more teens doing something they shouldn't and documenting their reckless behavior with Snapchat, these apps can make a permanent copy of that snap, and now there's someone who has a copy of this photo. What Johnny did and thought would disappear in 10 seconds is now forever on someone else's phone. There are even websites now that are where people are posting their sexiest Snapchats, almost all without the sender's or snapper's knowledge, for the entire internet to see. Snapchat, much like others in the similar genre, it lacks real security or parental control, so it's kind of hard for parent to control that app. There's no way to protect your username from the entire internet. The app allows for transmission and reception of widely inappropriate content. It can be captured by a camera lens. It can be sent through Snapchat. The app can contribute to the disposable mindset among young people and reinforce the false notion that there is such a thing as impermanence on the internet. And this is a hugely deceptive idea amongst people, especially young people, that it's not a big deal because as long as I delete it or as long as it deletes, it's gone forever. And the reality is that nothing is gone forever. That photo that you take and you send, it is being stored on a server somewhere, and it is not gone, especially with the ability of saving it. A photo that is shared on Facebook but is deleted, guess what? There's a copy of it out there on Facebook servers, and it is not truly gone. And there's this mindset it's a very immature, naive mindset that a lot of young people think that, all I have to do is just delete it and it's gone, and that's not the case. And so many people are being caught, and there's consequences for this kind of thing. So the overall review coming from this website, iParent.tv, what we think, there is no reason No, and I'll just reinforce that. No reason. Add my 2 cents to it. No reason to let your kids on Snapchat. If they want to communicate with friends, there are plenty of safer, smarter ways to do it. This one is a no. And so I thank the author, contributor there for writing that article on Snapchat. And again, you can find this review and many other reviews on apps at iparent.tv. Each week we're going to be covering, and I'm going to be talking about a particular app that is dangerous and can really lead to a lot of issues, and can really get your son or daughter in a lot of trouble, and they probably don't even realize it. There's a larger point to kind of throw in here, that we as parents have a responsibility, we have a duty, we have an obligation, we have a command to protect our kids, and that protection does not always mean that they're going to like us, that they're going to approve what we do, that they are going to, that they're going to be our buddy, because that's not what we're called to be. We're not called to be our kid's best friend. We're called to be our children's leaders and parents. And I'm just putting out, as this is kind of the first week of the series, I am putting out a plea, and I am just begging parents, please take note of this stuff. Whether it's like what we've talked about a lot, protecting your children online, putting filtering software and those kinds of things on there, monitoring their activity online. But this goes beyond just online. This goes to their devices, their applications, their iPhone, their iPad, whatever, their tablets, their iPod. This goes beyond. This goes to music, and it goes to entertainment. We have a serious obligation not to obsess. Please hear me, not to be paranoid in any way, but to really have an honest conversation with our kids, that we love them, that part of our role is a huge part of our role is to protect them. And there's a lot of weird people out there. There's a lot of things that just are totally unhealthy for them, and we're not going to, to the best of our ability, we're not going to allow that into our home and into your life. And so you're going to be monitoring their devices on a daily basis. You're going to be monitoring their activity online. You have a role to play in that. That's something that you need to really stick to. We're way past this time where we say, oh, my kids just would never do something like that. They're too smart, or they're too sweet, or whatever it is, to get into something like that, because it is just not the truth. And just real quickly, as we're kind of sharing on this a little bit, I just wanted to share a couple of the statistics here that that are very, very important. If I can kind of pull this up, our kids are finding this stuff everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And many of these applications too are free, so they're down. They don't even cost. But check out some of these statistics. It's pretty serious. That 38% of kids under 2 years old use smartphones or tablets. Wow. 38% of kids under 2 years old use smartphones or tablets. 119 million TVs in the United States will be connected to the internet by 2015, up 51% from 2013. 70% of teens aged 13 to 17 now use smartphones. 62% of parents do not think their teens can get into serious trouble online, what we just talked about. 80% of parents have no idea how to monitor their kids' online activities. 74% of parents say they do not have the time or energy to keep up with their children online. That is a tragedy. That is basically just taking a match, lighting it, and throwing it right into right into your parents, or your kid's bedroom, and just lighting the whole. It's just so incredibly tragic that parents would not, lack the responsibility to care. 87 million smart televisions were sold in 2013. Google Play and iTunes App Store have both over 1 million apps available for download. So there's a lot of choices out there. And so so I just want to, and this is just a crazy one. By 2015, get ready for this. By 2015, there will be 15 billion, that's with a B, billion internet-connected devices in use around the world. That's more than 2 for every person on the planet. That's more than 2 for every person on the planet. So do you see what the numbers are saying? That we have a serious responsibility to protect our kids and to help our kids make wise decisions online and with the apps that they use, with the devices they have. So please, would love for your feedback, would love for your questions or comments or anything on this. If there's particular apps you're aware of that you want me to try to talk about or highlight either on this podcast or on the website, let me know that as well. You can check out purityforlife.me. And but thank you again to iParent.tv for this research, great research here. They do a great job, and I'm just grateful for the resource here. So check that website out. You can always check out purityforlife.me for lots of great content and resources there. Looking forward to kind of unwrapping some more apps over the next several weeks that we can talk about and be aware of. So have a great week. Thanks so much for watching this week, the Purity for Life podcast. We'll see you next week. God bless.